Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razek at CM Trading. Today is June 11th, 2019, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event coming out of United Kingdom at 10:30 South African time. Average earning index number coming out. This is not a major number unless there are any surprises. I don't think it's going to affect the market that much, but again, you do want to know that it is coming out. Now, looking at the Forex markets, the British pound and the Aussie dollar pretty much sell off versus the US dollar while the euro remains strong. And we're going to look at a possible trade opportunity right there. And looking at the indices, Dow Jones still continues its climb higher, but the question is how far, okay? And what is driving it? Okay, and we're going to take a look at the stocks just a moment. But first, looking at commodities, gold is sitting on support while oil retraces from resistance as a possible correction may actually occur. Now, lastly, looking at the stocks, and what is leading us in the Dow Jones is Amazon. One of the FANG stocks is leading us higher and is pushing the rest of the market higher. It is a major component of the markets. It's really a barometer in terms of some of the consumer spending that is actually being consumed. So it's really an important stock to actually show us the way. But let's take a look for our opportunities of trading today. So we're looking here at the Euro USD and a daily chart, as you can see here. And basically after we hit this double bottom, okay, at 1124, we rallied quite nicely, and then we're making a second rally. Now, this is not a bona fide uptrend. If it did continue to rally and someone would trace, then I would consider it a bona fide uptrend. So at these levels, you really want to see if it does take another turn on the upside for it to be a bona fide uptrend. We are trading at previous resistance, subsequent support here at 1313. So to actually pick it up here on the long side, I don't think is very irresponsible. Just trading it small, I think, would be much more calculated at these levels, so in the anticipation that it's going to go higher. Okay, now looking at the other major pairs like the GBP and the Aussie USD, you could see that it's dead. Okay, didn't bounce, didn't even move higher. It's trading lower. Okay, about 26.73, close to its downwards trend, just below it, as you can see here. So ultimately, the question is the dollar going to push the euro back down, or is the euro going to push the dollar higher? So I'd be looking for a couple of clues from other pairs to give us that confirmation. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar just as well, it did retrace down to 69.50-ish level after hitting the 70-ish level. Okay, so we're about 50 pips away from that, but not bouncing. Okay, surely not as resilient as the Euro USD. So just keep an eye on it to give you any clues. Now, the dollar versus the CAD, we didn't mention this last week, but this was really a major play last week as it made a correction versus the USD, getting much stronger, the CAD. Okay, and this is really what happened with Mexico actually coming into terms with the United States as to a tariff deal and the immigration issue. And as such, as Canada is the other border of the United States, the news actually hit the wire quite favorably, and the Canadian dollar rallied versus the US dollar. However, with that said, the major component that reflects to the Canadian economy is oil. So with the price of oil going down, this actually may still bounce back to its lows of 135. Okay, so just be aware that it is at a really decent opportunity to actually buy the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar and sell the Canadian dollar here, and the anticipation is going to go higher. Okay, so that's something to consider as today progresses. Now looking at that gold, now gold retraced down to 1325, and it's really struggling with it right now. Okay, 1324-ish, that's really fighting this area. This is a support area. Okay, so if we breach that, next real support area is 1312. So just be aware of that. Okay, this may be a nice little breakout this morning to 1312. Now looking at oil, let's look at a 4-hour chart. We're really hovering right below our Fibonacci retracement, and ostensibly validated. Okay, we're really validated to be at this area. Now, this could take us one or two ways, as the production of oil has really been subsided, and we're consuming less oil, so the price is really being reflected by that. Now, to say where it's going to go from here, it's really hard. okay, because we are at the top of this range here, and there is a significant resistance. The Dow Jones is going higher, so this may actually hover closer to the retracement area as opposed to selling off again. So just keep that in mind as we look there. Now, looking at the Dow Jones yesterday, we continued our rally yesterday. As you can see here, we're just sideways trading at 26,138. But ultimately, this is the next resistance level. Okay, it's a minor resistance level. So if we don't really close above it and continue this rally today, we may see it still sell off. Now, looking at Amazon, which was really the one that carried us higher, let's look at a 1-hour chart. It took us from 1686 from last week to 1879. Okay, so a nice 200 point plus move in Amazon. Now it's retracing a little bit, but it may still maintain itself. Okay, also you've had 1, 2 gap and goes. Okay, so that's really important to note. And actually 3 gap and goes, as you see that here. So this is really the exhaustion of the move. It's the C move out of the ABC. So we may expect it to actually retrace a little bit today, which may mean that Dow Jones may retrace as well. So keep an eye on that as that unfolds later today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.